Hello, good morning. Day 51. It's I don't even know. It's it's incredible. It's already 51 days. One of my ring lights broke, so my light is uneven. I can see it. It looks different. Have to fix that. So today is feels a little bit festive. I'm barely woken up. Can you see that? I feel like puffy. I've been sleeping so deep. And today I'm up bright and early. It's not even 8 o'clock, and I'm live because Simba and I are heading out for the day. The hermit is leaving the nest. Simba is hosting a couple of sessions at a festival out in nature. So we're heading a couple of hours up north and up the mountains and next to a waterfall. So we're going to be in nature all day, and Simba's going to host a couple of sessions, and I'm just going to frolic around. So I feel very like open and free and excited. And I can notice how it's very, very interesting to notice the connection to the body when I'm doing this, because I'm tired. I don't feel particularly inspired, but I feel very happy and calm. So it's my preferences for what feels good and what feels safe is shifting, because as I'm shifting, the world is shifting, my experience is shifting. And because a lot of people say that they want change, but when we start to move outside of what we are experiencing as normal and safe, then there can come a lot of resistance that is natural. And it takes not a certain level, but a certain kind of awareness to be able to look at the feeling that is very similar to what can be experienced as oneself. That has been one of the interesting quests along this journey, to really separate inside what is an energy that should be in motion that is now stagnant, but it's so stagnant that it looks like I usually say it looks like white on white. If something, the background is white and I'm the white background, that is me, my true personality and my true core. And then we have an imprint that is also white, and it's so stagnant, so it's still. And when I've had it for a very long time, it was very difficult to notice. So that's why when I do that's how the internal alchemy has been born, because we've been desperately wanting to move the imprints that are so deep that they actually look like that they are real. And when these starts to move, there's a certain level of reality that starts to shift, and there's a change inside that can be very interesting. It's a very extraordinary experience to identify, and then by yourself figure out. So that's what we've been doing for all these 9 years, like figuring out how to move the energy in the body and to really differentiate what is what. And it's like we've been in science class, we've been studying. And I'm noticing this, but on my voice and on an expression level as well. So the tiredness that I'm experiencing is affecting me. So I can feel so I've had a lot of tiredness. I've had a lot of sleeping problems and insomnia, and so much connected to the energy levels. So I've been so tired in my life, and really struggling with that. And that has been it was like 2 lines going through the whole body of a very particular tiredness feeling. So I have a little bit of that still. So as I'm moving through a lot of shifts in my, when I'm expanding, so during these 108 days, I'm expanding a lot. And when I do that, the body, the energy starts to move by itself because I'm stretching my capacity. And then it's like I'm growing energetically. And then the energy that is stagnant is also moving. So as I'm doing this, I'm noticing that my perception of certain things are changing. And I'm also noticing that my relationship with certain emotions or sensations in the body are shifting. And I'm also noticing that old patterns are coming back. So this particular tiredness I haven't felt in a long time. And I've slept like a baby last night. I slept like a rock. I fell asleep fairly early. I mean, completely okay time, and then slept till 5:30, just like boom. And so I was moving a lot of energy yesterday by moving things, by shifting things, uh, by taking care of business, like being on point. So, and that moves a certain energy in the body, and then that affects the physical body. And then there can be, we spoke about this in the detox symptoms, that old energy that is not processed can then be moved. And I'm also moving a lot of energy in my stomach. I'm noticing my body is going like it's growing, it's moving, it's like this. It feels like something is turning. It's like an old machinery is like this is how it feels like on an energetic level. So when I wake up and feel like this, then I don't feel like, oh, first I felt, oh, we're going to be outside all day and we're going to, I wish I had more energy, or that it's like, oh, I look like you have just all this is hang-ups. But instead, I can notice that is a deep layer, and it's all connected, the tiredness, and I wish that things were different. Or so I'm not looking at the thing that the body is directing its issue at. So so it's not, if it's not about that, if it's not about the story, then what is it? And that's when it becomes interesting. So now my body just slows down, and it finds a space inside in the center where it can just relax. Breath is expanding, nervous system releasing. So this is happening in real time, that the energy around this is releasing because I'm speaking to it, and I'm working with it somatically in real time. So I connect the sensation in the body. So this just happened. I didn't plan for this. So I'm noticing that I'm changing, and I'm allowing the change to come because I know what atmosphere I'm moving into. And that is a place where my body is relaxed. So I'm noticing, so now I feel my voice has shifted. And this is interesting because this is what I intended to talk about. So the intention was to speak about the shifts and the transformation in the voice and the expression. But I wanted to start from another input, and then my body consciously just let it hear by itself. So one of the things that I've been really thinking about and processing over the years is the expression and the voice, because I have such a strong voice and there's so much energy connected to the voice when I'm talking. And I've been, back in the days when I believed that I had to be the same person all the time, then that was very difficult, because it was so diverse. The way that I was speaking was so diverse. And then I realized that we are multifaceted and multidimensional beings. So we have different ways and different scenarios and different situations requires different aspects of us. So then I let go of the need to be a certain way and just allow myself to be the way I am in the moment, and not judge myself or blame myself, but yet having enough self-regulation capacity to not let it go all overboard. So there's a balance there between the feminine and the masculine. The feminine is to fully express, and then the masculine side is the balancing that out, so we're not, because we can also get stuck in an overly expressing in righteousness. Not only righteousness, but it's like we can get a little bit stuck sometimes when we are expressing, or we can get stuck in certain frequencies. So it's about allowing the range of the voice when we retrieve, because we are blocked. We're not speaking the truth. We're not saying and expressing exactly how we feel. And once we start to do that, that can be a little bit over exaggerated, but that's more like trying your range and see, leaning into things, yet with awareness, not allowing it to go completely overboard. And then the kind of last couple of days, I've also been speaking to this. I think you remember I've been speaking about my voice and my expression, the way I express myself, and that is a big part of this 108 days, to find my voice, to find the way that I'm speaking here. So the point in the beginning was to just get it done, to get it out there. And then I wanted to have 108 days because I wanted time to refine it, to really study it, to not rush by, to really pay attention to myself and what's going on in this process. And now we're almost halfway. It's 51. It's almost halfway. And now I'm sensing something is shifting. And I'm noticing, I'm paying attention to my upper lip. So there's an energy here that has to do with my expression. So if you're noticing that I'm looking different, it's because I'm actively relaxing this space and a part of my tongue when I'm speaking. So this is the difference between learning to speak from a training of how you're supposed to speak, and allowing the body to work through the imprints and the limitations and the protections and the patterns and the tensions to allow us to become who we truly are. Because if I'm going to learn how to speak from someone else, I'm going to apply a new imprint above the old imprint. And that's the problem with any type of, when you're learning like when you're learning a pattern, that if you're overriding an old pattern, it becomes more messy, instead of removing the first one and allow the pure expression to come alive. And I felt that there's an energy around my mouth and on the tip of my tongue and in my teeth that I've been noticing for a long time, that I've been working with. And I've been releasing a lot of energy in the face of different expressions, but it's still here. I did not expect that I was going to speak about this. This is something that I've been observing in private. So this is the interesting thing with these lives. And now I can sense that I'm honing in on this. So right now, I've never had as much connection with this tension and this imprint in this area. And as I'm honing in on it, then there's a vibration that there's like a buzzing, and now my heart rate goes up. So I'm following an energy in my eyes and down my sinuses and my ears. So there's an energy there's a tension that is releasing, that is moving. So now it's like a whoozing sound in my ears. Very strong reaction at the moment. So there's something about being live, looking at myself, feeling tired, and I notice I look tired. So and doing it live in real time, and allowing that, and looking at myself as I'm feeling. So I can look. This is it's a very interesting. It's like mirror work. I'm doing mirror work in real time, being observed, and that triggers something particular. So what I think it is that I have a very specific energetic setup, and everyone has. And it's very easy for me to model other energies. So there's a type of modeling that I've been doing from a young age that is expiring. Expiring is really the word. So the body is like pushing out, letting go, releasing, disconnecting, processing, shedding. It's like gently moving out everything that didn't come with this original model. It's like Apple when it says false accessory is not brand. It's not on brand. This is fake. It's trying to mimic, but it's not real. That's exactly how it feels. So I just want to keep the original parts. And that is basically what I'm doing in the multidimensional detox, that I'm gently, but what do you call it? But firm, gentle and firm at the same, kind but firm. Like it's time to separate. I don't need this anymore. I don't need any layers or aspects on my voice, on my expression that is not fully mine, that was a survival pattern, or just how we mimic our community, people we love and trust. You know, we create these ways of talking. We have, you know, expressions, and we blend, we melt together. There's nothing wrong with that. And we can keep on doing this forever. And in some cases, or in most cases, there's nothing wrong with that. We are humans, and that's what we do. But for me, on my particular journey, I don't want that anymore. I'm here to explore myself. So I'm not telling anyone what to do ever. I am only sharing how I do it. This is my philosophy hour. This is my expansion. This is the room that will expand me into my next level of being. So this is the format that I'm doing it. I'm sharing it in real time. So anyone who feels this is beneficial, this is a gift to the world, and it's like it's like an art project, a science project, self-development project. It's an experiment, but it's a multidimensional experiment that multiple people can have benefit from. There is like it feels like my whole face is deconstructing in real time. It feels like everything is just like this, and the neck open up. Okay, so the body wants to move. Yeah, so the energy is moving, and I've been feeling this on the tip of my tongue, and you can see that my upper lip is thin. So the upper lip is thinning, and that's connected to that's a tension. There's a tension that the lip is thinning. So there's a tension here and connected to the upper teeth, and also something behind my eyes. And I've had a lot of tiredness in my eyes over the years. That has been one of my body has been awake, but my eyes have been tired. It's been like that since I was a teenager. And especially when I was wearing a lot of contact lenses, that was really difficult. And that was during my party years. And I was struggling. So it's a dryness in the eyes. So that's probably connected to the liver. And so upper lip is resentment. So it's liver and gallbladder. So it's liver and gallbladder, and anger and resentment. So here we have it. So I'm letting go of anger and resentment, old anger and resentment. Yes, and that's why I also decided, that's probably why my body was drawn to having a couple of glasses of wine, to not that I'm saying that alcohol is healthy, but in small doses, it has a different, so if you're drinking this much, it's different than having wine every day. So it's like I'm purging an old energy. I've accessed old stuff. There's old patterns, old. So the body's just moving that to a different layer. And I just get that more and more tired. So there's a nervous system drop as I do this. And now I start to feel like antsy energy in my legs. So that means that there's energy moving in my legs also. So I will probably do a tremor session to dispatch the energy from the nervous system. There's something about looking at this area as I relax it. And there's something that is uncomfortable. So that has something about how I look at myself. And I'm not saying, so this is not how I'm currently looking at, this is not how I consciously look at myself. This is the energetic imprint and pattern of my previous behavior. So we release patterns and behaviors on different levels. We stop making the action in real life, and that's when we start to move the energy from the outside. And now we are moving the energy from the inside because we stop doing the pattern. That is one aspect. That's the I. I'm stopping the pattern. I consciously stop the pattern that I'm noticing that I have. And then the body will at some point understand that, okay, we stopped doing this, so I can release and when So I can stop it, but if I don't release the energy that was connected to the imprint and the pattern from the get-go, then that's still there in the tissue, in the system. And then at some point, when the body feels safe enough, then it starts to release it from the inside. So this is a pattern, this is connected to a pattern that I already stopped doing. And now the body is ready to release that imprint. So there's a whooshing feeling. This is room like this. And it was almost as a blackout, but I could feel like there was a panic of, oh, I don't know what to say next. And then there was just room that disappeared. It never even, it's like an old imprint. Okay, so there's it. So what I'm noticing is that so you remember I said that it's something that is a judgment of myself. So I stopped you notice that I stopped judging myself for the imprints and the blackouts. So I'm staying connected. There's no disruption in my awareness and my presence, not my awareness, my presence. So when the nervous system is starting to feel the panic of, so there's a fear pattern that comes up. Oh my God, I'm live. This is dangerous. And that response used to take over and give me blackouts. And when I stopped judging that, the body realized, okay, it's safe to do the blackouts. And then I'm going deeper and deeper into the core energy from the blackouts. So okay, so I'm letting go of the energetic imprints. Okay, I can feel okay, now I get a headache, but this area is relaxing. Okay, breath wants to slow down. So when I am experiencing the trigger of the blackout, the fear of the blackout, and so it's getting smaller and smaller. It's losing its power. Okay, the ears are, when I say that, the ears are thromping. Did that twice. And then I felt an awareness going deeper down into my lower belly, to my root. So it's all connected to the root. So now there's a buzzing and like ants in the lower belly. And I feel as there's something that released in the upper lip. So the resentment and the anger was towards myself because I was unable to be present enough. I had a standard for myself in this performance, in this type of expression. And I was judging myself and projecting resentment and anger towards myself because I was unable to do that. And as I have been working through that, now the energetical layers in my face is letting go in my body. So sinus opening up, at least on one side. Okay, so this has to do this has to do with my past intake. So I'm clearing the imprints of my younger self, the girl who didn't feel good enough to be, or safe enough to be fully herself. And it doesn't mean that who I was back then wasn't myself, because it was me. So it was me. But I'm forgiving myself and releasing the guilt and the punishment from myself onto myself, and the energetic mess that comes from that type of experiences. Now it's releasing more. Okay, so something is awakening in the throat there. So there's a lot going on in this area. There's a freeze. There's a freeze here in this area here that is coming back online. And there's modeling imprints that's gonna dissolve in that process. So this is why I'm doing this. I'm learning that this is why I'm doing this process, because it's like I can, that's what it is. I can mirror myself. I'm reading myself the same way that I'm doing with other people. So I'm, self-therapy. That's the point with the YouTube, because you're looking at yourself. You don't have the Zoom or other people to interact with, and da 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 da. It's just me. It's just me, myself, and I, and my imaginary friends. So now I feel like I want to do all these fascia movements to really move the energy in the face. So that's good. I'm going to go to Simba's fascia class today in the nature by the waterfall. Okay, I'm going to look at my notes to see if there's anything that I wanted to say that wasn't part. This was, of course, not what I was at all expecting to do today. So can you see? Can you also notice how my voice and my expression, and it's also like I'm getting shorter. I'm like sinking into the. I'm like, shouldn't I have like a posture? I'm snaking my way. It's like I can't even read what it says. So there's a big process going on in myself. So, okay, let's see what it is here. Okay, there's one thing that I actually can read. That was the final piece here. So that expression is reality creation. So the way that we express ourselves is the way that we create with the world. And if our expression is limited or not fully us, then we are creating something that we are not 100% us. So we're not going to be 100% happy with it. Interesting. As I say this, I feel something is shifting in my mouth. So something's happening, and it's like happy feelings in my belly. Okay, this is so interesting. So the expression, when we can be fully ourselves, that's when we start to really create and engage. Because when we are fully ourselves, we are fully engaging and honestly engaging and truthfully engaging with the world. And that's when we start to create just by existing, because we're following the it's like the current and joy of life, that is this natural generator inside of our bodies. And from that energy, when we naturally express that energy, we are automatically creating our soul's purpose because we are 100% aligned. So it's not about figuring out what to do or figuring out what's wrong with me, or what do I need to fix this relationship, I need to fix this wound, or it all comes from ideas. It's supposed to come from inside and follow the natural steps from the inside, and then because the body knows exactly what to do. Okay, so burping, so things are releasing. I'm starting to feel more balanced. So it's the opposite way of looking at things, or it's the opposite way of looking at the situation in whole. So it's like we're shifting it upside down. I understand that people might think that I look weird. There's such a liberation in not giving a damn about that anymore. And it's not even that I have to say damn, it's just not computing. I can feel that there's an energy inside of myself that is connected to the fear of being seen and fear of being judged. Because when I stop judging myself, there it is, the self-judgment. So it's the self-judgment. So when I release the self-judgment, I also, there's no judgment for anyone else. Because I'm just not judging, period. Okay. We're leaving in 40 minutes. This has been a very interesting session. I can feel my shifts in real time, and it's just extraordinary that this is the way that it's supposed to happen. Okay, so before we close for today, look at your 11 list and your purpose, and honestly look at the voice and the level of expression. How honest does it feel, and how real does it feel, and what is there a space, is there a place inside of you that it's time to look at? So my teaching voice is strong and can reach the masses, so I have that. And then there's the practice voice, this one, that is deeply connected to the silence. And so the energy goes through, it's in the jaw. So it stems from the jaw. Okay. Oh. So the jaw is releasing and my face is collapsing. I truly believe that we are carrying like masks, and that they actually become like energetic imprints, false expressions. It's like we're mimicking something. So when there's a personality trait that disappears. We stop doing. There's like parts of ourselves that we just stop expressing. Then the tension of that personality trait or that persona or that identity also need to physically fall off, because otherwise we are just staying in the habit out of muscular, habits or imprints. And what do you call it? Like muscle memory. So we do it out of impulse. That's what I'm saying. Of instinct, just on autopilot. And that's what, okay, so that's what's happening. My body wants to go into this space for something else to emerge. Okay, interesting. I just feel like something is collapsing so it can come back. So it's the phoenix rising. It's the allowing something to die so something else can be reborn. Okay. I'm going to explore this today and see what happens. And I have all day in nature to do that. How extraordinary is life? Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow. If you have questions, drop them in the Telegram group. Link to access is below. If you enjoy this process with me, please like and subscribe. It will support me a lot. And I will see you tomorrow. And if you have questions, drop them in the Telegram. Ciao.